Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 26th of March 2024 and the price of Bitcoin guys in certain exchanges has crossed the $70,000 mark once again. Now I'm looking at these numbers guys via CoinMarketCap and it has definitely crossed the $70,000 mark, but there are certain exchanges guys where the number is showing slightly less. So it looks like guys Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is heading towards the moon once again, isn't it? So definitely positive news. Now in today's episode guys, we have some massive news and that is regarding the drama between SEC and Ripple and the United Securities and Exchange Commission guys. They plan to seek $2 billion in penalties from Ripple. So I'll definitely go ahead and explain what this news is all about. And the chief legal officer guys of Ripple, he's definitely not happy about it. And he has gone ahead and put out a couple of tweets. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now look guys, this is definitely unfortunate news, but regarding the United Securities and Exchange Commission, we do have another news, and the United States District Court guys has imposed sanctions on SEC, and they are claiming that they're acting in bad faith for the cryptocurrency industry, and the project that they're talking about is Deadbox. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go on and discuss this. Now look guys, regulations are great, but regulations should definitely not stifle innovation. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go and touch base on this news. Now regarding Coinbase guys, we do have some positive update and the stock prices guys have reached a new all-time high, and with the price of Bitcoin heading towards the moon. Now you also need to remember guys that Coinbase is a cryptocurrency broker and they're currently acting as a custodian for BlackRock so far as ETF is concerned, and because of all these news guys, the stock prices of Coinbase is definitely pumped up. So definitely positive news. Now look guys, regarding Binance, we have some really unfortunate update, and I've been covering these news guys since the last few weeks. And listen to this guys, the Binance executives who are reprimanded by Binance authorities looks like they have escaped prison. This is definitely unfortunate news and it is kind of like a movie scene, isn't it? And even BBC is covering this news guys. Now I'm really hoping this does not escalate, because right now CZ, the founder of Binance and the former CEO, is also under investigation in US. So it looks like 2024 is having the worst year for Binance, but I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this drama guys. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is an absolutely massive news. Unfortunately, there's not a positive news from the cryptocurrency world, but a positive news for the world of central bank digital currency. And the news is that the UAE Central Bank, they are introducing wholesale and retail digital dirham strategy. So in today's episode, I'll go ahead and explain what the strategy is all about. And guys, what a coincidence, yesterday in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I did actually talk about an event that I'm conducting on the 15th of April that talks about central bank digital currency, isn't it? So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, sign up for the session. It is completely free of cost. And the registration link guys is in the episode that I released yesterday. Alternatively guys, you can drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, or you can also go to eventbrite.com and just look out for Blockchain DXB or Central Bank Digital Currency. Now in today's episode, I'll go ahead and explain what the UAE Central Bank strategy is. Now the second news guys is regarding a company called Nexon, and they have opened the Blockchain Game Corporation in the United Arab Emirates. So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this news. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. So let's get started with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us. From the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies, we'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE, and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE, and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE, and Middle East region. Now, before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast, and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red, and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, they are putting some really iconic events in the Middle East, and there is one final event of the season that takes place on the 20th of April in the iconic location called as Al Marjan in Ras Al Khaimah. And the final event of the season, guys, is not going to be an ordinary event. They're going to be having some really cool obstacles. And so far as Tough Mudder is concerned, guys, they create hardcore obstacle courses designed to test your all-round strength, stamina, and mental grit. And with the most innovative courses and millions of participants around the world, it is the premier challenge series in the world. Now look at Tough Mudder Arabia, they did put out, if not one of the biggest events in the world of obstacle course race, and they did that with the highest prize money in the history of obstacle course race. And what better way to end the series by having one final event on the 20th of April in the iconic location. Now look, guys, one of my goals is to complete 100 Tough Mudder, and I'm very close to getting there. Now if you want to go ahead and sign up for this event, the registration link is in the show notes below. So what are you waiting for, guys? Get your friends, get your family members, get your colleagues. The link to the registration for Tough Mudder Arabia on the 20th of April is in the show notes below. And if you go through the link, guys, there is a cool discount code mentioned in the show notes below as well. So hopefully, guys, I see you at the Tough Mudder event. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Space podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now the global cryptocurrency market right now guys is definitely looking green, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 4.67%. Now if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume guys, it is at a staggering $2.65 trillion. I wouldn't be surprised guys if it actually crosses the $3 trillion mark in just a matter of days, maybe in just a week's time or two. Now so far as the total cryptocurrency market volume is concerned, listen to this guys. Since the last 24 hours it is up by 46.91%, and if you look at the 24-hour volume guys, it is at $111.1 billion. Now if you look at the total volume in DeFi guys, the numbers are ridiculously low, but decentralized to centralized exchange dominance has picked up pace. Now so far as the volume is concerned, it is only at $10.74 billion, and the total value locked guys since the last 24 hours has marginally pumped up, but it is still below the $100 billion mark. It is at $98.03 billion. Now Lido is still dominating with $31.16 billion as its dominance, but the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance guys is 28.21%. Now I'd really like to see the dominance of decentralized to centralized exchange remain consistent, probably for the entire week. So let's track and see guys if the decentralized to centralized exchange dominance is consistent, and I really am hoping it does not spike up just one particular day or 2 days of the week. Now so far as DeFi is concerned guys, unfortunately it is accounting for less than 10%. It is only accounting for 9.67% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges guys, because the numbers are definitely off the roof. Uniswap's volume is $2.42 billion. PancakeSwap's volume is also over the $2 billion mark guys. It is at $2.03 billion. Now could it be possible because of the Dencon upgrade on Ethereum? A lot of swapping is going on. Most likely yes, isn't it? And this, to be honest guys, might be the very first time where the second decentralized exchange 24-hour volume is $2 billion. The third one guys is Orca, and its volume is $596.85 million. Phoenix guys is at number 4th, and its volume is $257.22 million. And finally Core Finance guys, its volume is way down to $256.1 million. Now looks like guys, based on these numbers, there is a lot of activity taking place only between Uniswap and PancakeSwap, isn't it? That does raise a teeny tiny question, to be honest, that so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, it is a little shy of the $100 billion mark. It is at $98.79 billion. And in today's episode guys, I'm going to give out more information regarding stablecoins. Yesterday guys, we looked at FDUSD, isn't it? Now so far as the volume is concerned, it is at $98.79 billion. And stablecoins guys is accounting for 88.92% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, with Tether USDT leading the pack with $81.61 billion. Circle USDC's 24-hour trading volume guys is number 2nd, and it is at $8.28 billion. In FDUSD guys, its volume is $7.85 billion. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap guys. Because to be honest, the market cap hasn't improved quite a lot. Bitcoin's market cap is $1.38 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is $433 billion. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is definitely pumped up and looks like a lot of buying is going on in the world of Bitcoin and Ethereum, to be honest, because it is at $42.54 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume, guys, it hasn't improved as much. Yesterday, I believe it was around the $12 to $13 billion mark, isn't it? Today, it is only at $19.12 billion. Now, so far as the dominance is concerned, guys, Bitcoin's dominance is at 52.03%, whereas Ethereum's dominance, guys, has sadly gone down, and it is well below the 17% mark. It is at 16.30%. So look, guys, it's going to be really interesting to see how the drama between the SEC and the Ethereum Foundation evolves, and that way we'll find out what the future of Ethereum is as well, to be honest. Now in today's episode, guys, what I'm going to be doing is looking at the NFT total lifetime earnings, and guys, you can check this data yourself by looking at DeFiLlama.com. So I'm looking at the top 5 NFT total earnings. Mind you, guys, I'm also looking at minting and royalty earnings as well. Now the number one, guys, to be honest, is no surprise. It is Yuga Labs, and the total lifetime earning, guys, is well below the $1 billion mark. To be honest, guys, because of the hype regarding NFTs, I was expecting this number to be around the $2 or $3 billion range, but surprisingly, it is only at $568.78 million. The second one, guys, is Azuki, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $127.28 million. The third one, guys, to be honest, is not a surprise. It is VeeFriends by Gary Vee, and the total lifetime earnings, that is including minting and royalties, is $122.17 million. The fourth one, guys, is CloneX, that is X Takashi Mukurami, and in terms of dollar amount, it is $119.05 million. The fifth one, guys, is Proof Collective, and its lifetime earning, guys, is $100.47 million. So it looks like these people have cashed out quite a lot, isn't it? Now you also need to remember, guys, these earnings are in just a matter of 2 to 3 years, so definitely a lot of money has been minted in the NFT space. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and briefly explain what stable coins is, and we'll also touch base on algorithmically backed stable coins. And then, guys, what I'll do is I'll make a quick comparison between stable coins versus central bank digital currency. Now let me know, guys, whether you agree to these points or whether you disagree to these points. Now, so far stable coins is concerned, guys, stable coins are a type of cryptocurrency that are designed to maintain a stable value relative to a specific asset or basket of assets, isn't it? And stable coins, guys, they serve as a bridge between traditional fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies, and they provide users with benefits of both worlds, that is the security and stability of fiat currencies, and the efficiency and the borderlessness of cryptocurrency, isn't it? Now look, guys, you need to understand that there are essentially 3 different types of cryptocurrencies. The first one, guys, is fiat collateralized stable coins. The second one is crypto collateralized stable coins, and the third one, guys, is algorithmically backed stable coins. Now, so far as fiat collateralized stable coin is concerned, these stable coins are backed by reserves of fiat currency, such as, let's say, the US dollar or the euro, and they are typically held in bank accounts, and for every unit of the stable coin issued, there is an equivalent of fiat currency held in reserves. Example, guys, of fiat collateralized stable coins is Tether USDT, Circle USDC, and also True USD. Now, so far as crypto collateralized stablecoin is concerned, guys, these stablecoins are backed by reserves of other cryptocurrencies, and users, guys, lock up certain amounts of cryptocurrencies, mostly it is Ethereum, and they do that as collateral to mint stablecoins, and the value of the collateral, guys, typically exceeds the value of stablecoins issued to maintain stability. And the classic example, guys, of crypto collateralized stablecoin I can think of is DAI, that is by MakerDAO, and also SUSD. Now, so far as algorithmically backed stablecoins is concerned, guys, unlike fiat or crypto collateralized stablecoins, algorithmically backed stablecoins do not rely on reserves of external assets. Instead, they use algorithmic mechanism to adjust the supply of stablecoins in response to change in demands, aiming to stabilize its price. And the classic example, guys, we can think of is Terra Luna, isn't it? Unfortunately, guys, Terra Luna completely collapsed, but truth be told, the project did actually function as it was intended to be. Now, let me very briefly touch base on some of the use case, guys, of stablecoins. Because look, you can use it for remittances, you can use it for trading and arbitrage, you can use it for e-commerce as well. And what about DeFi, guys? There is definitely brilliant use case of stable coins. And can you use stable coins of store of value? Right now, guys, because the price of Bitcoin is pumping up to the moon, we are not thinking about stable coins as a store of value, isn't it? But I'll definitely go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion on it. And so far as remittances is concerned, guys, stable coins enables fast and low cost border transactions. compared to traditional remittance services, thereby making them ideal for migrant workers sending money back to their home countries. Now listen guys, when you talk about El Salvador making Bitcoin a legal tender, what they were actually doing is they were using Lightning Network to make a legal tender. At that point of time, some of the advocates did actually tell President Nayib Bukele, rather than making Bitcoin a legal tender, why don't you go ahead and implement the USDT or even Ripple XRP for that matter? Now, so far, the second use case is concerned, that is trading and arbitrage. Traders, guys, often use stablecoins as a hedge against market volatility or as a means to quickly move funds between different cryptocurrency exchanges to exploit price differences. And so far as e-commerce is concerned, guys, stablecoins can be used for online purchases, providing merchants and consumers with a more stable medium of exchange compared to volatile cryptocurrencies. Now look at Circle USDC. They have definitely made great partnership in 2023, and the partnerships that they have made are with some of the leading e-commerce giants. And look guys, I wouldn't be surprised, let's say due to inflation, what they might actually start doing is maybe go ahead and start implementing stable coins. And if that thing happens guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Circle USDC's volume overtakes Tether USDT's volume. Now so far as decentralized finance is concerned, stablecoins serve as a primary medium of liquidity within various DeFi protocols, including lending, borrowing, and decentralized exchanges. Now what about store of value guys? Some users prefer to hold stablecoins as a store of value during periods of high cryptocurrency volatility, allowing them to easily convert back to fiat currency when needed. And guys, few days ago on my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, I did talk about certain South Asian countries. What they're actually doing is when they're actually receiving the salary, immediately they're converting it into Tether USDT, and the reason is pretty simple guys. The country's fiat currency, they are devaluing, and there were stories being told that when a person is actually starting the year, and if they do not have any expenses, by the end of the year because of devaluation, what they have earned is relatively less than what they started at the beginning of the year, and this is where stablecoin kicks in, isn't it? Now let me know guys, what area do you use stablecoins? Do you use stablecoins during trading? Do you use it as a store of value? Do you use it for remittances? Now let me very briefly explain guys some of the key difference between the algorithmically backed stablecoin and other types. Now I'd like to talk about three areas guys, that is backing, stability mechanism, and centralization. Now so far as backing is concerned guys, algorithmically backed stablecoins are not backed by reserves of fiat currency or other assets, whereas fiat or crypto collateralized stablecoins guys, they rely on external reserves to maintain stability. Now so far as stability mechanism is concerned, algorithmic stablecoins use algorithmic mechanism to adjust the supply of stablecoins, and they do that in response to changes in demand, aiming to stabilize its price. In contrast, guys, other stablecoins rely on backing assets to maintain stability. Now, so far centralization is concerned, guys, fiat and crypto collateralized stablecoins are typically centralized, as they tend to rely on trusted entities to hold and manage the reserves. Now, so far as algorithmically backed stablecoins is concerned, they aim for decentralization and algorithmic governance. So essentially guys, in summary, stablecoin plays a crucial role in cryptocurrency ecosystem by providing stability and liquidity, with algorithmically stablecoins offering a unique approach to maintain the price stability, and they do that without relying on external reserves. Now what are your thoughts guys on stablecoins, that is regular stablecoins and algorithmically backed stablecoins? Now listen guys, central bank digital currencies are definitely here, whether we like it or not. And on 15th of April guys, I'm doing a session on central bank digital currency. But in today's episode, let me briefly explain some of the key differences between central bank digital currency and stable coins. So let me just talk about four areas guys, that is issuance and control, backing and stability, regulations and legal status, and finally use cases. Now in the session that I'm going to be doing on the 15th of April, I'll dwell into these in detail, and I'll go ahead and talk about other benefits that central bank digital currency has as well. Now so far as issuance and control is concerned guys, central bank digital currencies are issued and controlled by a central bank, making them a direct liability of the central bank and a legal tender within the country. And central banks guys have full authority over the issuance, distributions, and regulations of CBDCs. Stablecoins, on the other hand, are typically issued by private companies or decentralized protocols, and they are not directly controlled by any centralized authority. While some stablecoins guys are backed by reserves of fiat currency or others that are using algorithmically style of stablecoins, they do actually maintain stability in a different way. And the issuance and governance of stablecoins guys vary depending on the type and the underlying mechanism. Now so far as backing and stability is concerned guys, CBDCs are typically backed by the full faith and credit of the issuing central bank, making them inherently stable and secure, and the value of CBDCs is directly tied to the value of national currency. Now look guys, when we talk about fiat currency, they often backed by debt, isn't it? But central bank digital currency does not necessarily have to be backed by debt. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, Simon Dixon, one of the OGs of Bitcoin, he has put out an excellent video on YouTube explaining the 6 different types of money. Please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Now, so far as backing and stability for stablecoins is concerned, stablecoins can be backed by reserves of fiat currency, other cryptocurrencies, or algorithmic mechanism, and the stability of stablecoins, guys, depends on the backing assets of effectiveness of the algorithmic stabilization mechanism. But so far as fiat collateralized stablecoins is concerned, they offer stability similar to traditional currencies, whereas algorithmic stablecoins may experience fluctuations in value depending on the market conditions and the effectiveness of the algorithms, and this is what actually led to the collapse of Terra Luna, isn't it? Now, so far as regulations and legal status is concerned, guys, central bank digital currencies are subject to strict regulation and oversight by the issuing central bank and relevant financial authorities, and they are recognized as a legal tender within the issuing country and are governed by existing monetary policies and regulations. Stablecoins, on the other hand, operate with a more complex regulatory landscape, and depending on the design and backing, stablecoins may be subject to various regulatory frameworks, including security regulations, anti-money laundering and know your customer requirements and payment system regulations, and quite a lot more, to be honest. And regulatory approaches, guys, to stablecoins vary by jurisdictions, and stablecoin issuers must navigate these regulatory challenges accordingly. Now, so far as the use case is concerned, guys, CBDCs are primarily designed to use in retail and wholesale payment, providing individuals and businesses with a digital form of central bank money, and CBDCs can also facilitate financial inclusion, streamline cross-border payments, and enhance the efficiency of monetary policy transmission. And look, guys, you need to understand that there are 3 different types of CBDCs. One is wholesale CBDCs, that is mostly used by banking institutions and financial giants. Retail CBDCs are meant for regular purchases, let's say to buy groceries or coffee. And finally, guys, we have multi-CBDC or MCBDC, which is more of an international transactions. Now, so far stablecoins is concerned, they have a broader range of use case, including remittances, trading and arbitrage, e-commerce and decentralized finance, and even store of value. And this is something which I just briefly touched base upon, isn't it? Now, stablecoins, guys, offer the benefits of cryptocurrencies, such as borderless transactions and programmability, while also providing stability relative to traditional fiat currencies. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts are regarding stablecoins. Now, look, guys, central bank digital currency, whether we like it or not, is definitely going to go mainstream. Now, what will be the use case of stablecoins and what will be the use case of Ripple? I really am not sure, to be honest. Only time will tell, I guess. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin, guys, is definitely heading towards the moon. Right now, it is at $70,201. And look, guys, I'm looking at these prices for a different cryptocurrency exchange. Most of the cryptocurrency exchange are showing a different price. Some of them are still showing $68,000, but while CoinMarketCap is showing $70,201, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.41%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 6.43%. Ethereum, guys, is at $3,611. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 5.29%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 6.22%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is once again at number 3rd. And I wouldn't be surprised at least till the weekend it might be at number 3rd, because I'm looking at the market cap difference between Binance BNB chain and Solana blockchain, and the difference compared to yesterday is slightly bigger, to be honest. But you never know, the activity in Solana could definitely be triggered and it might overtake Binance BNB chain as well. But right now, guys, the price of Binance BNB is $591. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 3.45%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 11.54%. Now look, guys, since the last few years, there is massive drama going on between SEC and Ripple, isn't it? Now what has happened is that the US Security and Exchange Commission is planning to seek $2 billion in penalties from Ripple, and according to Ripple's chief legal officer, guys, the SEC has engaged in legal battle with Ripple since 2020, and they are actually alleging that the company sold unregistered security in the form of XRP. Now while XRP, guys, scored a partial win last year, investors and Ripple has interpreted that the ruling as a victory for the broader cryptocurrency industry. However, Stuart Aldrotty, who is the chief legal officer of Ripple, mentioned via Twitter that you will see when the SEC's brief is made about public tomorrow, that is 26th of March, they will ask the judge for a fine of $2 billion in fines and penalties. Now clearly, guys, they have been given some notification indication, isn't it? So this news should definitely be negative so far as the price of XRP is concerned. Now listen, guys, I very specifically remember, I believe it was on the 3rd or the 4th week of January, where the Security and Exchange Commission requested contractual documents by SEC that they have with institutional clients. Now Ripple was reluctant to give it, but they were given a deadline, and Ripple could not meet the deadline, and they did ask for an extension for the deadline. But so far as my understanding is concerned, they have actually gone ahead and submitted the contractual documents that Ripple had with institutional clients. Now in this document, guys, if the court finds out that Ripple has broken the Harvey test, then I'm pretty much sure that'll be the end of this entire drama, isn't it? And Ripple or XRP will be termed as a security. Now so far as the Harvey test is concerned, guys, this is the only matrix that determines if a cryptocurrency is a security or not. And so far as the Harvey test is concerned, guys, it is essentially a legal test established by the United States Supreme Court going back to 1946. And this was to do with the case between SEC versus W.J. Harvey Co. And so far as this test is concerned, guys, the purpose of the Harvey test is to determine whether a transaction qualifies as an investment contract and therefore falls under the jurisdiction of the United Security and Exchange Commission. Now, to be honest, guys, the test is pretty simple. There are 4 basic criteria, that is investment of money, expectation of profit, common enterprise and efforts of others. And in the contract document, guys, which Ripple has given to institutional clients, I'm pretty much sure they are going to be looking at these 4 areas. Now, so far as investment of money is concerned, the criteria requires the investment of money in a common enterprise, and the investment can take various forms including cash, cryptocurrencies or other assets. Now, the second part regarding the Harvey test is the expectation of profit, and there must be an expectation of profits from the investment, and this expectation typically arises from the efforts of others, such as promoters and managers, rather than investors' own efforts. And this is the area, guys, where I do feel Ripple may be deemed as a security. The third one, guys, is common enterprise, and the profits must come from a common enterprise, meaning that investors' fortunes are interlinked and depend on the success of the enterprise as a whole. And this criterion, guys, is often met when investors pool their resources for a common purpose and finally, guys, efforts of others. And what the Harvey test states is that the profits must be derived primarily from the efforts of others, such as the managerial or entrepreneurial efforts of the promoters, sponsors or third parties associated with the investment. Now, I'm pretty much sure, guys, these are the things that they will be looking at when they're looking at the contractual agreement between Ripple and the institutions, isn't it? And guys, if a transaction meets all 4 criteria of the Harvey test, it is considered as an investment contract and subject to US security laws and regulations enforced by the SEC. This means, guys, that the offerings of securities must be registered with the SEC unless they qualify for an exemption. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the announcement is by the SEC. And now they're actually going ahead and charging $2 billion. Now, so far as SEC is concerned, guys, I do have another news. And the United States District Court, guys, has imposed sanctions on the Security and Exchange Commission. And they did that for acting in bad faith in the lawsuit against that box. And the judge, guys, in this case has issued an 80-page opinion sanctioning the US Security and Exchange Commission for grievous misconduct in the case. Now, the SEC, guys, initially filed a motion to dismiss without prejudice that was completely denied by Judge Robert Shelby, who slammed the regulator for intentionally lying to the court about evidence it obtained to secure temporary restraining order, also called as TRO. And apparently, they had also frozen dead box assets last August. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Coinbase. And Coinbase stock, guys, is definitely heading towards the moon. And this is kind of parallel to Bitcoin's movement, isn't it? And they have reached a new all-time price since November 2021. And the company's stock, guys, has jumped 44% in the past month and is up 346% over the past year. Now, look, guys, since the last few weeks, Coinbase has been facing a lot of errors and technical glitches, isn't it? But despite experiencing outrage during bullish surges, Coinbase remains America's largest cryptocurrency exchange and recently reported a profit of $273.4 million. And earlier this month, guys, Coinbase also announced a private sale of $1 billion in convertible senior notes for institutional investors. So it looks like Coinbase is definitely heading towards the moon. And with legal battles going on for Binance, looks like Coinbase might turn out to be the leader not just in US, probably in the entire world as well. Now, regarding Binance, guys, Binance Africa's regional manager Nadeem Nirwala reportedly escaped from Nigerian custody along with his colleagues. This is absolutely movie stuff, isn't it? And the other person, guys, was Tigray Gambrian, and the escape, guys, allegedly took place on March 22nd when Nirwala was escorted to Ramadan prayers. Now, despite authorities confiscating his British passport, guys, Nirwala managed to flee using Kenyan passport, prompting an investigation into how he obtained it in the first place. Now, because of this particular incident, guys, it has resulted in increased charges against Binance for tax evasion, and meanwhile, guys, Gambia remains in custody, while Binance claims to be working on facilitating the executive's return home. Now, also, guys, left-leaning fake news media, that is BBC, they have also published an article in this, and the article actually states that the country is now working with Interpol for an international arrest warrant on the suspect, and they're doing that in coordination with the Office of the National Security Advisor, that is ONSA, and they actually went ahead and made out the statement. This is absolutely crazy stuff, isn't it? Now, fortunately or unfortunately, guys, it has not impacted the price of Binance BNB chain, and that, to be honest, is scary, guys, because look, I do have this very strong feeling that there might be a centralized entity manipulating the price of Binance. These are my honest speculations, to be honest. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is an absolute massive one. And the United Arab Emirates Central Bank, they are introducing a wholesale and retail digital dirham strategy. And the official document, guys, is actually published via the website, that is www.centralbank.ae. And the Central Bank of UAE, guys, is initiating the implementation of a CBD strategy. And the strategy is part of the Financial Infrastructure Transformation Program, also called as FED program. And guys, in the session that I'm conducting on the 15th of April, there are 9 core areas I'm going to be discussing regarding the FED program. And G42 Cloud and R3 are engaged as infrastructure and technology provider for CBDC implementation. Now, their previous successful CBDC initiatives include Project ABAR with the Saudi Central Bank and also the M-Bridge project, guys. And the first phase of the CBDC strategy focuses on 3 pillars. There is M-Bridge, which is more to do with multiple CBDC, to be honest, soft-launch bilateral CBDC bridge with India, and domestic CBDC issuance. Now, CBDC, or Central Bank Digital Currency, guys, as I mentioned earlier, is a risk-free form of digital money issued and guaranteed by the central bank, isn't it? And they aim to provide secure, cost-effective, and efficient payment methods and store of value. And CBDC, guys, based on the announcement, will address domestic and cross-border payment challenges and enhance financial inclusion. And this particular news, guys, contributes to the UAE's digital transformation and move towards a cashless society. And Central Bank Digital Currency, guys, strengthens the UAE's payment infrastructure, ensuring resilience and reliability. And it prepares UAE for the integration of tokenization of financial and non-financial activities. Now, the big question, guys, is can you issue tokens using Central Bank Digital Currency? Because CBDCs are programmable money, there's definitely a great optionality over there, isn't it? So that is definitely a niche area to think about, to be honest. And His Excellency Khalid Mohammed Balama, the Governor of Central Bank of UAE, has emphasized CBDC's role in positioning the UAE as a global financial hub. And CBDC, guys, accelerate digitization and promotes financial inclusion in the UAE. And the Central Bank of UAE looks forward to exploring CBDC's potential economic and also societal benefits. Now, further details, guys, on the updates of CBDCs will be announced later on. Now, so far as this strategy is concerned, it is a significant step in the evolution of money and payments in the UAE, and it marks a key milestone in the country's digitization journey. And CBDCs, guys, will bring opportunities for wider economic and society in the UAE. And guys, if you actually go through the article, guys, it actually states that CBDCs will help address the pain points of domestic and cross-border payments, enhance financial inclusion, and move towards a cashless society. So definitely a positive news, I guess. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, similar news will be seen quite often in neighboring countries in the Middle East and probably in the Western countries pretty soon as well. Now, on the session that I'm conducting on the 15th of April, guys, I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, guys, let's discuss second news, and that has to do with Nexon, and they have opened blockchain game corporation in the UAE. So let me go ahead and share some bits and pieces of information regarding this news. Because Nexon, guys, is a South Korean company, and the company is called as Nexon Korea Corp, and they are an online game developer company, and they are opening the subsidiary in the United Arab Emirates. And the move, guys, is aimed at strengthening its blockchain gaming business in the Middle East. And there will be 2 subsidiaries, guys, that is Nexon Universal Global and Nextbase, and they are going to be established in the UAE. And Nexon's strategy, guys, includes expanding projects like Nextbase and MapleStory. And Nextbase, guys, is a blockchain game project introduced by Nexon, featuring MapleStory Yen. And MapleStory Yen, guys, integrates Nexon's popular intellectual property with non-fungible token. And guys, the incorporation of NFT technology enhances the gaming experience and also introduces ownership of in-game assets, isn't it? And Nexon, guys, aims to launch MapleStory Yen in select countries this year. And this launch is significant, guys, in Nexon's strategy because they want to diversify its blockchain gaming portfolio. And the UAE serves as a strategic location for Nexon to target not just the United Arab Emirates but the broader Middle Eastern market, and the establishment of the subsidiary in the UAE reflects Nexon's commitment to global expansion. And Nexon recognizes the potential of blockchain technology in revolutionizing the gaming industry. And look, guys, Maple Story's Zen launch demonstrate Nexon's innovative approach to incorporating blockchain in gaming, and Nexon Universe Global and Nextbase, guys, will facilitate operations and development in the UAE. Nexon's expansion in the UAE signifies his ambitions to tap emerging markets, and the Middle East, guys, presents opportunities for growth and adoption of blockchain gaming. And Nexon's initiative contribute to the advancement of blockchain technology in the gaming sector as well as in it. And look, guys, Maple and Story's launch is anticipated to attract players and also investors interested in gaming technology and also investors interested in blockchain gaming. So definitely an interesting news, to be honest. And look, guys, when you talk about gaming sector, UAE is definitely slowly becoming a hub not just for the Middle East region but for the entire world as well. So definitely positive news. And that's about all, guys, on the Crypto Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Max who asks, are there any regulatory areas according to you where government should focus on? To be honest, absolutely no, Max, because according to me and according to a lot of cypherpunks, and even if you look at the political ideologies, less regulations is better and less the government gets involved is generally better. Now, depending on what your political ideologies are, if you're someone who's into extreme left-leaning regime, you would ideally want government interference quite a lot. You would want the government to be more in control. But look, that is definitely not ideal, as that leads to communism, so on and so forth. Now, regarding your questions regarding cryptocurrencies, I do think it should be left completely all alone and let the growth be completely organic. Mind you, regulations and rules are definitely needed, but they are needed to go out and protect investors and even customers because we don't want any fraudulent activities taking place, isn't it? Now, regarding your question, are there any specific areas? I do think, let's say, centralized exchanges, that is an area where regulations are definitely needed. And according to me, so far stablecoin issuers are concerned, that is definitely an area where regulations are needed. Because look, when you talk about stablecoins, they're literally replacing the role of a bank, isn't it? So stablecoin issuers are definitely centralized entity, and government should definitely have severe restrictions and regulations in place as long as the investors are protected and more importantly the customers are protected. These are areas where regulation definitely should play a part. Now, one area which I think where regulations can actually play a part is the area of smart contract. So let's say if I have a smart contract with a friend of mine for, let's say we want to go out and exchange goods or let's say buy certain things, is it possible that governments can go out and put certain codes and make it a legally bound smart contract? I definitely do think so. And in that ERC20, which is a smart contract between me and my friend, that is the area maybe lawyers could kick in, and there might be, let's say, a lawyer involved as well. Now, how will this thing work out? Really, I'm not sure, but that is definitely an area we need to look at. Apart from that, so far as NFTs is concerned, at this point of time, it is still a gray area. What happens, let's say, if I go ahead and issue an NFT, but if I go ahead and create a pseudonym and if I go ahead and replicate the same NFT and issue it once again, what is the legality to it? Now we talk about non-fungibility, but let's say if I go ahead and change my username and keep it completely pseudonymous, I can go ahead and create the same artwork once again, isn't it? These are areas which is still unclear at this point of time, but definitely an interesting question. Now so far security token offering is concerned, this is definitely an area where regulations will actually kick in. And the key difference between security token offering and let's say ICO is that security token offerings are regulated, so definitely a niche area. And what I'd really recommend you, Max, and for our listeners to do is keep an eye on what is going on in tokenization. And one brilliant use case which I just thought about while recording this podcast is actually tokenization merging with central bank digital currency. Now, mind you, Max, and to our listeners, I'm definitely not a fan of central bank digital currency, but central bank digital currency definitely has quite a lot of features and benefits as well. And we talk about banking the unbanked. As much as I dislike saying it, central bank digital currencies do actually bank the unbanked. And with tokenization getting the new hype, it'll be great to have regulations regarding tokenizations, not just in the cryptocurrency world, but also in the security token offering world as well. Those are my honest thoughts. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.